First Minister, we're in the middle of a pandemic. Thousands of our citizens have lost their lives. Hundreds of thousands of them risk losing their jobs. Our economy has collapsed and our services aren't coping. How did anyone think cutting these services now was the answer? And as First Minister, will you ensure that these services are adequately funded now and into the long term? Because we collectively should be fighting to strengthen these support services, not decimating them.
Member Scottish Parliament for Glasgow Region Anas Sarwar has said that the Scottish and UK Parliament clash over the Brexit trade bill is a deliberate effort to create confrontation between British nationalism and Scottish nationalism. The Scottish Labour Party is opposing this move all around along with the Scottish National Party, but we would never support Scottish National Party in their demand for second Scottish independence referendum in Scotland.
Let's be united to build a better tomorrow.
In conversation with the renowned human rights activist Raja Zeeshan in the social media program Free Speech with Raja Zeeshan, Member Scottish Parliament Mr. Anas Sarwar has said that Brexit was a bad idea, but the people of the United Kingdom voted for it, so the public sentiment needs to be respected. There shouldn't be any leave versus remain or yes versus no in Scotland now, as it's more like a distraction now. The Scottish Parliament elections in 2021 would be very crucial for everyone, and this would be a challenging election for Scottish Labour Party, but the key element is to stop overall Scottish National Party majority, so there must be accountability for the ruling Scottish Party. The preferences for the next 5 years should be designed for the common benefit and not for any leave versus remain or yes versus no fight.
I think Brexit is a bad idea, but the people of the UK have voted for it, so we've got to try and make the best of that bad situation. Boris Johnson promised us a deal. He promised us there would be a transition. We've got to hold him to that promise. That promise isn't being delivered by this bill. But at the same time, I don't think we should be sleepwalking towards an independence referendum in Scotland, because all that would do is multiply the negatives of Brexit, not mitigate. And it's going to be a challenging election for the Labour Party. But I think the key challenge for us is to try and stop an overall SNP majority government, so we can have some checks and balances. I don't think it's right to have a one-party state in Scotland where there are no checks and balances. I think we always need checks and balances. I would prefer the priorities the next 5 years was strengthening our education system, making our schools the best they can be, and getting our NHS back on its feet and functioning for people that need it most. They're the priorities I would like us to focus on the next 5 years, not another leave versus remain fight or a yes versus no fight on an independence referendum.
At the end, he urged people to follow the guidelines to fight the battle with unity against coronavirus.
Simple message, please keep safe, please take care of yourselves and your families, please follow the guidelines and the guidance, and let's get through this virus together and help reshape and rebuild our country so it can be a beacon of peace, of freedom, of equality and justice, both at home but also abroad.
Let we all hope that that matter in Scotland would be dealt for common interest and for the benefit of the whole of the United Kingdom. Jarrar Syed, A1TV, News, London.